What does it mean to be a real woman? Is it about looking a certain way? Talking a certain way? Behaving in a way the world expects? Let me tell you something, the world doesn't need another version of what society wants you to be. It needs you raw, powerful and real. But here's the problem, many women today are exhausted trying to fit into molds they never created. We bend, we shrink, we apologize for being too much, too loud, too bold. Why? Because the world told us that's how a woman should be. Enough. Enough of seeking permission to be yourself. Enough of waiting for validation. If you're still living your life to be liked, accepted or approved, you're not living at all. Own your power. What does that mean? Does it mean speaking louder? Dressing a certain way? Acting tough? No, owning your power is far beyond that. It is the unshakable realization that you are enough, you are strong and you are unstoppable, not because the world says so, but because you decided for yourself. Look around you. The world is constantly trying to define you. It tells you how to talk, how to walk, how to smile, how to exist. It whispers, be softer, be quieter, be agreeable. Don't be too bold, don't be too confident, don't take up too much space. But let me tell you something, a real woman does not shrink to fit into places she has outgrown. A real woman does not adjust her fire to make others feel warm. Think about it. How many times have you dimmed your light so someone else wouldn't feel uncomfortable? How many times have you silenced your voice because you fear judgment? How many times have you denied your own power just to be accepted? But here's the truth, no one will give you permission to be powerful. No one will hand you confidence on a silver platter. No one will announce, now is your time to shine. You have to decide it for yourself. You have to step into your own power like a queen walking into her kingdom, not seeking approval but claiming what is already hers. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you are worthy. Stop waiting for external validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their acceptance. You don't need their applause. The moment you decide that you are enough, the game changes. The moment you stop apologizing for who you are, the world takes notice. They will call you too much, too confident, too intense. Let them. They will say you have changed. Of course you have. You are not here to be a watered-down version of yourself. You are here to be the force that shakes the very ground you walk on. Do you know what happens when you step into your power? Everything. Your presence becomes undeniable. Your words carry weight. Your energy demands attention. Not because you seek it, but because true power does not ask for permission, it simply exists. Look at the strongest women in history. Did they ask for permission to be great? Did they wait for the world to be ready for them? No. They walked into rooms like they belonged there even when they were told they didn't. They spoke even when their voices trembled. They fought even when they were outnumbered. And that is the spirit of a real woman. Stop questioning yourself. Stop doubting your worth. You were not born to live a life of hesitation. You were born to be bold. Own your intelligence. Own your ambition. Own your fire. Own your strength. Own your flaws. Own your story. Own every single piece of yourself without apology, without hesitation, without fear. When you do this, something extraordinary happens. People start treating you differently. They sense something in you, an energy, a confidence, a fire they cannot ignore. And those who cannot handle it, they will leave. Let them. Because a woman who owns her power does not beg for a place in anyone's life. You are a force of nature. You are not here to be silent, invisible, or agreeable. You are here to be seen, heard, and felt. The moment you step into your power is the moment you become unstoppable. Why do you seek to please everyone? Why do you bend, mold, and shrink yourself just to fit into someone else's expectations? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, when was the last time you did something just for you, without worrying about how the world would perceive it? From the moment you were born, you were taught to be agreeable. You were told, be polite, be nice, be likable, be pleasant. But they forgot to tell you the most important thing: be you. You are conditioned to believe that your worth is tied to how much others approve of you. That if you keep everyone happy, you will finally feel enough. That if you sacrifice your needs for the comfort of others, they will love you in return. But tell me, has that ever worked? Has making everyone else happy ever filled the emptiness inside you? Look around. The world is full of women who have spent their lives saying yes when they wanted to scream no, smiling when they wanted to cry, staying silent when they wanted to speak. And what did they get in return? Exhaustion, frustration, a life that does not feel like their own. You were not put on this earth to live for others. You were not born to be a puppet, dancing to the tune of expectations that do not serve you. Your life is yours. Your choices are yours. Your voice is yours. The moment you understand this, you become free. Do you think the sun worries about whether its light is too bright? Do you think the ocean apologizes for its depth? Do you think a lion asks permission before it roars? No, they simply exist in their full power without concern for whether the world is comfortable with it. And that is exactly how you must be. Stop apologizing for who you are. Stop adjusting yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Stop lowering your voice just to make others feel powerful. If someone cannot handle your truth, let them leave. If someone is uncomfortable with your confidence, let them go. You do not exist to make others feel secure in their own smallness. You see, when you start living for yourself, something interesting happens. The people who benefited from your silence will try to shame you for speaking. The ones who enjoyed your compliance will call you difficult when you begin to assert yourself. Let them call you what they want. Their discomfort is not your burden to carry. Being kind is beautiful. Being considerate is admirable. But sacrificing your happiness just to make others comfortable, that is self-betrayal. And the most painful wounds are not the ones inflicted by others, but the ones you create when you abandon yourself. No more saying yes when you mean no. No more agreeing just to avoid conflict. No more seeking love through obedience. If love must be earned through self-sacrifice, then it is not love at all. Real love, real respect comes when you stand firm in who you are, when you refuse to be a puppet, when you embrace yourself so completely that you no longer crave approval from anyone. Because the truth is, the moment you stop seeking validation is the moment you become untouchable. People will talk, they will judge, they will say you have changed. Let them talk, let them watch. Let them see the fire in your eyes when you finally decide to live for yourself. Because nothing is more dangerous, nothing is more powerful than a woman who no longer needs anyone's approval to be herself. Strength and kindness, power and grace, fire and compassion. Who told you that you had to choose? Who convinced you that you must either be strong or be kind, that you must either fight or forgive, that you must either stand tall or bow down? They have lied to you. They have told you that a strong woman is cold, that she must be ruthless, that she must walk with a sword in her hand and never let her guard down. And they have told you that a kind woman is weak, that she is too soft, that she can be pushed, bent, and broken. But what they fear the most, what they never want you to realize, is that you can be both, that you must be both. A woman who is only strong and never kind becomes a storm that destroys everything in its path, including herself. And a woman who is only kind and never strong becomes a feather, blown in any direction the wind commands. But a woman who embraces both, she is unstoppable. She is the storm that waters the earth, powerful yet life-giving. She is the fire that burns away weakness but warms those who stand near her. She is the force that can shake mountains but can also lift others to the top. Do you know what real power is? It is not in raising your voice, it is in being heard without having to scream. It is not in crushing others, it is in lifting them up without lowering yourself. It is not in demanding respect, it is in carrying yourself in such a way that respect is the only thing you receive. You see, weak people mistake kindness for submission. They think that because you choose peace, you cannot fight. They think that because you are gentle, you cannot be fierce, and that is their greatest mistake. Because a real woman knows when to be soft and when to be unshakable, when to forgive and when to walk away, when to love and when to let go. Do not let this world harden you. Do not let pain turn you into someone who does not care, someone who closes her heart just to prove that she cannot be hurt. The greatest strength you will ever have is the ability to remain kind in a world that has given you every reason to be cruel. But do not mistake kindness for weakness. You are not here to be walked over. You are not here to be taken for granted. You are not here to be anyone's doormat. Kindness does not mean allowing disrespect. Kindness does not mean tolerating what you do not deserve. Kindness does not mean lowering your voice when you need to roar. There will be moments when you will be tested, when people will take advantage of your goodness, when the world will mistake your compassion for compliance. And in those moments you must remind them who you are. You must remind them that your kindness is not a weakness, it is a choice. A choice that can be withdrawn the moment it is no longer valued. There is nothing more dangerous than a woman who knows how to balance her strength with her kindness. She cannot be broken because she is both steel and silk. She cannot be defeated because she knows when to stand and when to step back. She cannot be controlled because she does not seek permission to be who she is. So be both. Be fierce but be kind. Be a warrior but have a heart. Be strong enough to hold your ground and soft enough to let love in. Let the world wonder how you do it. Let them be confused by your ability to be both gentle and unbreakable. Let them see what real power looks like. Why do you apologize for your dreams? Why do you whisper about your ambitions as if they are something to be ashamed of? Who told you that wanting more, dreaming bigger, and reaching higher makes you greedy, arrogant, or selfish? From the moment you were born, the world started placing invisible chains on you. Be humble, they said. Don't be too ambitious, they warned. Stay in your place, they whispered. And you listened. You made yourself small. You kept your voice quiet. You swallowed your desires. You convinced yourself that you should be grateful for what you have and that wanting more was a crime. But let me ask you this, why is it that when a man dreams big, he is called powerful, but when a woman does the same, she is called too much? Why is it that when a man sets high goals, he is admired, but when a woman does it, she is told to slow down, to be careful, to not forget her real responsibilities? Enough? Enough of apologizing for your ambition. Enough of dimming your light so others feel comfortable in your presence. Enough of holding back your potential just because it makes someone else uneasy. You have every right to want more. More success, more knowledge, more wealth, more happiness, more life. It is not selfish to dream of greatness. It is not wrong to crave the extraordinary. It is your birthright. Do you think the sun apologizes for shining too bright? Do you think the eagle asks permission before it soars? Do you think the ocean limits its waves to make the shore feel safe? No, they exist in their full, magnificent power, without apology, without hesitation. And so should you. But here's the truth, when you start chasing your dreams, not everyone will celebrate you. Some will try to pull you back. Some will mock you. Some will say you are aiming too high, that you should be realistic, that you should know your limits. Listen to me carefully, their words are a reflection of their own fears, not your reality. They are scared because your ambition reminds them of everything they never had the courage to pursue. Do not let their limitations become your own. You do not need permission to succeed. You do not need approval to rise. You do not need validation to be great. The moment you stop seeking it is the moment you become unstoppable. They will call you too ambitious, let them. They will say you are obsessed, let them. They will call you difficult, stubborn, relentless. Wear those words like armor. Because the world has never been changed by those who played small. You owe it to yourself to go after everything you desire. You owe it to the fire inside you to give it oxygen, to let it burn, to let it consume every doubt, and every fear that ever tried to hold you back. You owe it to the little girl you once were, the one who dreamed without limits before the world told her she couldn't. There is no glory in making yourself small. There is no honor in hiding your greatness. The world needs your power, your brilliance, your fire. Do not rob it of the force you were meant to be. So dream loudly, move boldly, take up space. Let them talk, let them judge, let them doubt you, and then let them watch you prove them wrong. You have been taught to be perfect, to always say the right thing, to always look the right way, to always make the right choices, to never fail, never stumble, never show weakness. But tell me, who decided that perfection was the goal? Who told you that mistakes make you unworthy? Who convinced you that failure is something to be ashamed of? Since childhood you were told, be careful, don't mess up, don't disappoint anyone. So you built walls around yourself, you played it safe. You only took steps that guaranteed success. And in doing so, you robbed yourself of the most powerful teacher in life, failure. They never told you that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. They never told you that every great woman, every powerful leader, every legend you admire, they all failed, they all fell, they all faced defeat. The only difference is they got back up. Do you know what real failure is? It is not falling. It is refusing to rise again. It is not making mistakes. It is being too afraid to try. It is not being rejected. It is rejecting yourself before the world even gets a chance. How many dreams have you buried because of the fear of failure? How many times have you held yourself back because you worried about what people would say if you didn't succeed? How many moments have you let pass by thinking, what if I'm not good enough? What if I mess up? What if I fail? But here's the truth, you will fail. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. You will fall, you will make mistakes, you will face rejection, and that is not a sign that you should stop. It is proof that you are trying, that you are learning, that you are alive. The world will laugh at your failures. Let them. The world will question your abilities. Let them. The world will say, see, she wasn't good enough after all. Let them talk. And then when they think you are done, stand back up, rise stronger, move forward. Prove that failure does not define you, your resilience does. The strongest women in history did not become great by playing it safe. They took risks, they made bold moves, and yes, they failed. But each failure became a stepping stone. Each fall became a lesson. Each mistake became fuel for the fire inside them. Stop fearing failure. Fear regret. Fear never trying. Fear waking up one day and realizing you let fear win. Because the pain of failure is temporary, but the pain of a life unlived, that lasts forever. Do not aim for perfection, it is an illusion. Aim for growth. Aim for courage. Aim for the kind of life where you fall, rise, learn, and keep moving forward. Because the woman who is not afraid to fail is the woman who will change the world. Why do you fear being alone? Why do you believe that your strength, your worth, your happiness must always come from someone else? Who taught you that solitude is something to be avoided? Since childhood, they made you believe that you are incomplete without another. That you need someone to validate your existence. That your happiness depends on their presence, their approval, their love. But let me ask you, if your happiness is always in someone else's hands, what happens when they leave? If your strength depends on another, what happens when they are no longer there to hold you up? They never told you the truth. Your power is in your ability to stand alone. Your strength is in knowing that no matter who stays, who goes, who loves you, who betrays you, you will be fine. You will rise, you will thrive. Because you are not built on anyone else's foundation. You are not dependent on anyone else's presence. You are whole by yourself. Look at the greatest forces in nature. The sun does not need permission to shine. The ocean does not beg the shore to stay. The mountains stand tall, whether admired or ignored. They exist in their full power, with or without an audience. And so must you. But the world does not teach women to be comfortable in their solitude. It teaches them to seek approval, to crave companionship, to believe that their life is only meaningful if it is shared. So you wait. You wait for love. You wait for support. You wait for someone to recognize your worth. And in that waiting, you forget you were never meant to be incomplete. You must learn to be your own greatest love, to enjoy your own company, to find peace in your solitude. Because when you know how to stand alone, you become dangerous. You become unshakable. No one can use loneliness against you. No one can manipulate you with the fear of abandonment. No one can control you by making you believe that without them, you are nothing. People will come. Some will cherish you. Some will hurt you. Some will stay. Some will walk away. Let them. Their presence or absence does not define you. Their love or indifference does not determine your value. Their choice to stay or leave does not make you more or less of who you are. You must be the kind of woman who walks alone when necessary, who does not beg to be chosen, who does not lower her standards just to keep someone close. Because the woman who is comfortable in her solitude is the woman who chooses out of desire, not out of need. She does not settle for half love, for half effort, for half respect. She does not tolerate what does not nourish her. You are not made to be dependent. You are made to be whole, to be complete, to be a force of nature on your own. If love comes, let it come. If people stay, let them stay. But never for 1 second believe that their presence makes you more or their absence makes you less. Stand alone if you must. Be your own home, be your own strength, be your own fire. And when the world sees that you are unbreakable in your solitude, they will realize you were never waiting for them. They were waiting to be worthy of you. Why do you silence yourself? Why do you swallow your words, your thoughts, your truth, just to make others comfortable? Who convinced you that your voice is too loud, too bold, too inconvenient for this world? From the time you were a little girl, you were told to be quiet. Good girls don't argue. Nice women don't cause trouble. Speak only when spoken to. So you obeyed. You smiled when you wanted to scream. You agreed when you wanted to object. You held back your words, thinking that silence would earn you love, approval, and acceptance. But tell me, has it? Has your silence ever protected you? Has it ever made people value you more? Or has it only made it easier for them to ignore you, to dismiss you, to assume that you have nothing important to say? Because that is what silence does. It erases you. It makes the world forget you exist. It hands over your power to those who are not afraid to use their voices. No more. No more biting your tongue. No more shrinking your thoughts. No more nodding along when every part of you wants to speak. You have a voice. Use it. Own it. Let the world feel the power of your words. The world does not change because of silence. It changes when voices rise, when truth is spoken, when courage stands unshaken, when a woman refuses to be quiet just because her words make others uncomfortable. Do you think the great women of history whispered their way to greatness? Do you think warriors and leaders and revolutionaries asked for permission to speak? No, they roared. They made themselves heard. And they did not apologize for it. And now, it is your turn. Do not fear being called difficult. Difficult women change the world. Do not fear being labeled too much. Too much women break barriers. Do not fear being judged. The ones who judge you are the ones who benefit from your silence. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them call you what they want. But never let them silence you. Your voice is your power. It is your weapon. It is your legacy. If you do not use it, someone else will write your story for you. Someone else will decide what you deserve, what you can have, how far you can go. And that should terrify you. Speak. Speak even if your voice shakes. Speak even if they try to drown you out. Speak even if they tell you to sit down, to be quiet, to let others take the lead. Speak anyway. Because the moment you decide to use your voice, something incredible happens. People start listening. The ones who underestimated you begin to fear you. The ones who ignored you are forced to acknowledge you. The ones who tried to silence you realize that they can't anymore. The world does not need more silent women. It needs women who are loud in their truth, bold in their beliefs, fearless in their voices. So speak, take up space, make noise. Let them hear you, let them feel you, let them know that you will never, ever be silent again. They told you to wait. Wait for the right time. Wait for the right opportunity. Wait until you're ready. But let me ask you, how long will you wait? How many more days, months, years will pass before you finally realize that the perfect moment will never come? You have been taught to hesitate, to second guess, to seek approval before you take a step forward. They made you believe that you must be fully prepared before you start, that you must have every answer before you move, that you must eliminate every risk before you leap. But that is the lie that keeps people trapped in mediocrity. No one is ever fully ready. No one ever starts with all the answers. No one ever knows exactly what will happen. And the ones who wait for certainty are the ones who never move at all. Look at the people who have achieved greatness. The leaders, the visionaries, the revolutionaries, they did not wait. They dared. They jumped. They risked everything without knowing if they would land on their feet. And that is why they changed the world. But you sit there waiting for a sign. The sign is you. The moment you decide, the moment you commit, the moment you stop hesitating, that is the moment everything changes. You must understand, fear is a liar. It whispers you are not ready. It tells you, what if you fail? What if you fall? What if you are not good enough? But fear will never leave on its own. It will always be there, waiting to hold you back. You must act despite it. Because here's the truth, the only way to become ready is to begin. The only way to grow is to move forward. The only way to become fearless is to do the very thing that terrifies you. So take the risk. Start before you feel ready. Leap before you see the net. Say yes to your dreams even when doubt screams no. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you are good enough. You already are. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to know the entire path before you take the first step. Start now. Move now. Go now. Because the ones who hesitate are left behind. The ones who wait are buried with their unfulfilled dreams. The ones who fear regret it forever. And you were meant for more. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop hesitating. The time is now. The power is already within you. The world is yours to take. Enough of waiting. Enough of hesitating. Enough of asking for permission to be who you were always meant to be. You have spent too much time doubting, too much time fearing, too much time apologizing for your own existence. But not anymore. Now you rise. Now you take up space without guilt. Now you speak without fear. Now you walk with the confidence of a woman who knows she is unstoppable. Because that is exactly what you are, unstoppable. Let them call you too ambitious. Let them say you are too much. Let them whisper that you have changed. Of course you have. That was always the plan. You are no longer here to fit in. You are here to stand out. You are no longer waiting for the world to choose you. You choose yourself. You no longer need anyone's approval. You approve of yourself. Go forward, not with hesitation, but with fire. Not with doubt, but with certainty. Not with fear, but with the unshakable knowing that you were born for more. And when they ask, who does she think she is? Smile, because soon they will know. Now go walk like the fire that cannot be tamed, speak like the storm that cannot be silenced, rise like the sun that bows to no one. The world is not ready for you. Good, make them adjust. Now go walk like the fire that cannot be tamed, speak like the storm that cannot be silenced, rise like the sun that bows to no one. The world is not ready for you. Good. Make them adjust. For too long you have been told to shrink, to soften your edges, to dim your light so others feel comfortable in your presence. You have been taught to wait, to be patient, to be careful, to be good. But now you see the truth. You were never meant to be caged. You were never meant to live on your knees begging for approval, waiting for permission, hoping to be chosen. No, you were meant to rise. You were meant to blaze through life like a force of nature, untamed, unstoppable, and unapologetically alive. You do not need to ask if you are ready. You do not need to wonder if you are enough. You are ready. You are more than enough. You always have been. Look around you. The world belongs to those who dare, to those who refuse to settle, to those who do not apologize for their power. So step forward not with hesitation but with absolute certainty. Because when a woman stops seeking permission, when she stops waiting for the right moment, when she stops doubting her own worth, she becomes unstoppable. And let me tell you this, they will talk. They will whisper behind your back. They will call you arrogant. They will say you have changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. Because you are no longer the woman who lowers her voice to make others feel comfortable. You are no longer the woman who hesitates when she knows she deserves more. You are no longer the woman who waits for the world to see her worth. You see it yourself. Let them talk. Let them doubt you. Let them think they can stop you. Because soon they will watch you rise, and they will have no choice but to respect you. No more waiting. No more playing small. No more second guessing. Now is your time. This is your life. And the world, it is yours to take. Now go walk like fire that cannot be tamed. Speak like thunder that refuses to be silenced. Rise like the sun that never asks for permission to shine. The world is not ready for you. Good, make them adjust. For far too long you have been told to be careful, to play it safe, to wait your turn. You have been asked to shrink, to hold back, to make yourself smaller so that others feel comfortable in your presence. You have been taught to lower your voice, to soften your ambition, to stand behind instead of leading from the front. But now you know better. Now you see the truth. You were never meant to live in the shadows. You were never meant to stay silent while the world moves forward without you. You were never meant to sit quietly, waiting for someone to notice your worth. You were meant to rise, to lead, to take up space without guilt, to walk into every room knowing you belong there. And yes, they will try to stop you. They will tell you that you are too much, that you should slow down, that you should not dream so big, speak so loudly, or want so much. They will tell you to stay in your place, to follow the rules, to not disturb the balance. Let them talk. Let them whisper. Let them doubt you. Because soon they will see. Soon they will realize that they can no longer ignore you, that no matter how much they try to silence you, you will keep speaking, that no matter how many times they try to break you, you will keep standing, that no matter how much they try to hold you back, you will keep moving forward. This world belongs to those who dare, to those who refuse to settle, to those who do not apologize for their strength, their ambition, their fire. And you are one of them. No more waiting for permission. No more seeking validation. No more questioning if you are ready. You are ready. You always have been. And yes, it will be hard. Yes, you will face resistance. Yes, there will be moments when you doubt yourself, when fear tries to pull you back into the comfort of hesitation. But in those moments, remind yourself you did not come this far to stop now. You are here to make an impact. You are here to leave a mark so deep that the world will remember your name long after you are gone. So rise, rise without fear. Rise without apology. Rise knowing that the only permission you ever needed was your own. And when they ask, who does she think she is? Smile. because soon they will know.